Hello everybody and welcome to a new example video. Today I'd like to talk about the static keyword. What is it for? How is it used? And I'm going to show you with a simple example. Let's go. As always, you already know that I'm using VS Code and it's code for ibmi extension. If you want to know about it, there are some videos in my channel about. To show you how useful the static keyword is, I have prepared this little program. As you can see, it is a program that only has procedures. It is a program without a logical cycle. It has a main procedure and another sub-procedure, which is called from the main one 3 times. As you can see, I haven't declared anything globally. All the variables and files I am always declaring within the procedures. The static keyword doesn't work with global declared items. Inside the sub-procedure, I have declared a file. The sub-procedure returns me the number of records that file has. As you know, every time I run the sub-procedure, the file opens and closes again, and this is not very optimal. Imagine that you want to optimize the time the file is opened and closed. A simple way would be to declare it globally. But imagine that this sub-procedure does not have to be called always in the execution of the program. Then it will be opening a file for nothing. For these cases, we can use static. We can declare the file as static this way, and the file will remain open once it is opened for the first time. And it will be closed when the execution of the program or the activation group ends, depending on the case. So once we run the sub-procedure for the first time, the file stays open. This does not mean that it can be used from the rest of the program. This is not so. It can only be used from the procedure where it is declared. The file will remain open so that on the second execution, it does not have to be open again. The same happens with any field that we declare in the sub-procedure. For example, we can declare this variable, time executed, and we are going to increment it, as you can see here, each time we run the sub-procedure. If we want it not to lose its value, we can declare it as static too. Okay, let's compile the program and let's see how it works. Okay, let's start the debugging session. Okay, let me stop it here and let's run the program. Okay, let's enter into the sub-procedure, and as you can see, the file now is opened. Okay, so if I run the sub-procedure and I go back to the main procedure, now I have the file open. Okay, and that is because of the static keyword that I have used here. Okay, so if I run it again, the file is still open. And as I have this activation group new, when I close my program, the file closes. Okay, so it will depend on which activation group we are working with. The file will be kept open or not at the end of the execution of the program. Okay, imagine that we run the program in a named activation group. Let's change it. Okay, let me compile it. And now let me run it again. Okay, if I see, in this case, the file is still open. Okay, if I see my job log, I can see that this is the number of records that is returned by the sub-procedure. And you can see that I'm also writing the content of this field times execute 1, 2, 3. So the sub-procedure has been run 3 times. Okay. What happens if I run it again? Let me see the job log again. And as you see, the number of records has not changed, but the number of executions of the sub-procedure has changed. So not only the file remains open, also the field is still alive. So as you can see, this is a simple example of how useful the static keyword can be. Think that this program is a simple program, but imagine using it in a module within a service program. It is in those cases where we could have the most utility. I hope you like this video. Press the like button in that case, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As always, thanks for watching.